there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we are talking Stephen A. Smith because this is a follow-up video because, again, every time he says something problematic, especially when it comes to the black community, black celebrities, black athletes, and the nine, he gets dragged by his black celebrity friend, and then he gets back on his platform and tries to double down but walk it back, but doesn't completely give the appropriate apology the first time, right? So a quick little recap prior to the box office numbers coming out for Bad Boys 4, Ride or Die. Stephen A. Smith said on his platform last Friday that he was on the fence of seeing the movie and that black people should boycott the movie until Will Smith gives an appropriate explanation and apology as to why he slapped Chris Rock, as if we do not know the reason why he slapped Chris Rock, right? And here's the thing, this is between Chris Rock and Will Smith. Will Smith did a few public apologies, right? Now, if Chris Rock doesn't want to answer Will's calls or text messages or whatever, that's on him, right? We don't know the behind the scenes, but Stephen A. Smith, he was in his feelings and basically said that he doesn't miss a Will Smith movie, even though he somehow was able to watch Emancipation, which came out after the Oscar slap. So you were fine to see that movie, but now you're boycotting this one, and you're boycotting Martin Lawrence as a result, and all the people that worked on the film. And so nonetheless, Stephen A. Smith had been getting dragged, right? Everybody was dragging him, and the Breakfast Club even dragged him and said, listen, your comments don't matter because the black people didn't care what you had to say, and tuned in and watched the movie, and the movie has grossed over 105 million and counting. So your little, conniption didn't do anything. And this is Will Smith's 18 #1 movie, as him being the lead actor. Literally, Will Smith resurrected the summer box office because nobody was going to the movie theaters because nobody cared about the trash movies that have been being released and have been overhyped and all the things. Finally, a good movie comes out. Finally, a good storyline comes out. LeBron co-signs it and says that, it is excellent. It is a great storyline, great cinematography, especially some of the action scenes. It looks like from a viewer's perspective, like Will Smith actually was like wearing a dash cam in some of in the action scenes. So it was really cool. It was really awesome to see. It was really enjoyable, you guys. And like you said, I'm going to see it again. I am going to see this movie again because that's how good it was, right? It had all the emotions. It had all of the scenes. It had a really good villain in Eric Dane. I can't say that enough. Martin is always going to deliver because he always has the best ad-libs and one-liners, and he's always doing something goofy. Will Smith is always going to deliver. He has this action thing in the bag. He looks great for his age. I mean, and who can turn down the views of Miami, you guys? Who can turn down the views of Star Island, of the multi-million-dollar homes, you guys? Who can turn down all of the beauty, right? And so it deserves all of his accolades. So after all of this dragging, Stephen A. Smith gets back on his platform, looks beaten down, and doesn't really give an apology. Kind of, says, well, I didn't really say for you guys to boycott. I just said that I was on the fence. No, you said the black community needed to not watch this until you felt he gave a proper apology. And also you said that Will Smith surrounds himself with white people, which is a flat out lie because his best friend, one of his former security people, Charlie Mack, called you and cussed you out and told you, you have lost your mind, you were doing too much. Why are you holding one mistake Will Smith has done in his illustrious career over his head and trying to hold him to an impossible standard? What happened to giving people grace? What happened to the hundreds of people who were employed to specifically work on this movie? What are you trying to do? Cancel Will Smith's career? This is, part of his income that he utilizes to put food on the table for his family and pay for the lifestyle that his family has and all of the things. Like, how can you, live with yourself doing all of this dragging for your quote-unquote friend, Chris Rock, when Chris Rock himself has not even said anything publicly? He made a small reference to the slap at the end of his Selective Outrage comedy special, and we have not heard from Chris Rock since, you guys.
So if Chris Rock is not pressed over a slap from a couple of years ago, why are you, Stephen A? And you're like, well, this is just, this is just my personal friend, and I don't know if I'm ever going to get over the slap because I wasn't going to watch, but then, I'm a big fan of Martin Lawrence and blah, 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 blah. Well, if you're such a fan of Martin Lawrence, why didn't you see the movie? Like here's the thing, but again, you claim to boycott Will Smith until you get an acceptable apology, but it was okay to see Emancipation that came out after the Oscar slap. So you're already being a hypocrite, right? And then you're not giving a genuine apology, right? Because you specifically called out the black community. You specifically wanted the black community, as if we were all monolithic, to all boycott Bad Boys 4, to all boycott Will Smith, as if Will Smith slapped all of us, right? And even all of the black celebs that got in your behind and texted you and called you and told you you were doing too much and told you, hey, two things can be true. Some of us may have not liked the slap. Some of us may have felt the slap went too far and all the things, but we're not canceling Will Smith. Are you kidding me? He is one of the best black Hollywood actors and comedians and rappers that we have ever seen. He is box office. He is the reason. Box office. He is the reason most of his movies do well, and they specifically would have his movies scheduled to be released in the summer, most of the time in July, because they knew Will Smith was going to bring in hundreds of millions of dollars for them. So the audacity to think that you on your platform had the clout to try to cancel Will Smith on behalf of your friend Chris Rock, having the audacity to try to make it seem like Will Smith was anti-black, which is absolutely crazy in itself, and saying that he surrounds himself with white people, but you're mute on Chris Rock's best friends who are white that have no problem saying the N-word in front of him, except for Jerry Seinfeld. So I want to know, where is that same energy, Stephen A. Smith, right? And again, like DJ Envy said from the Breakfast Club, because again, like a broken clock, you can be right twice a day, right? So nonetheless, he said that some of these people, they are way too close and too obsessed with these celebrities. Some of these people take, their relationships with some of these celebrities to heart, and they take it personally, and they start to take on the persona of these people, and the actual person themselves isn't even that pressed. Literally, Chris Rock isn't that pressed. Literally, Chris Rock has not been the past 2 years obsessed with his slap. But what this has shown is what it means to be a hater, right? What it means to be a hater. Here's the thing. You can choose what you want to do, if you want to support, the movie or not, right? But you can't just impose your opinion to try to force the black community to do what you want them to do and then get in your feelings about it. But then, once again, because everything you keep saying as of late, as it pertains to the black community, you keep getting dragged. And then when you try to come on your platform and try to walk it back, you never address all of the comments you made. You specifically said the black people needed to boycott this movie until Will Smith gave a proper apology to Chris Rock that Chris Rock could accept, you guys, and give a proper explanation to the black community why the slap happened. We know why the slap happened. Chris Rock has had years of jokes against Jada. What isn't rocket science here? We know why he slapped him. It's years of jokes about him and his wife, right? So nonetheless, you can't police how people are going to react. Now, is normal people going to react like that at the Oscars? No. But you never know what people's triggers are as well, right? So then you wanted to go into the thing about, Will Packard's producing the Oscars and all of these things. Here's the thing. Why did all of Black Hollywood, though, rally around Will Smith, you guys? Why did Black Hollywood, instead of checking on Chris Rock, immediately went to go check on Will Smith to see how he was doing, to see if Will Smith was calmed down, and all of these things, and giving Will Smith personal advice, right? Like, are you going to come for Martin Lawrence because Martin Lawrence continues to work with Will Smith on the Bad Boys movies? Is that, is he being disloyal to the black comedians? Like, I need you to sit down and have several seats, Stephen A. This isn't your battle. This isn't your fight. These are grown men who are going to decide whether or not they want to resolve their issues or not. But you inserting yourself because, I'm a personal friend of Chris Rock. No. None of us care. This is why people feel a certain way about you on First Take, because you always allow your personal relationships with these athletes, with these celebrities, dictate how hard you're going to go or not go against them. And you are never consistent with your takes on people, because it all depends on whether or not they call you behind the scenes. Just like you threw shade at Rihanna unnecessarily about her Super Bowl before the Super Bowl even happened, and Jay-Z had to call you. Meanwhile, you're up here talking about all this stuff about Beyonce. Jay-Z, who is married to Beyonce, called you and said Rihanna is family. Shut it down. So again, you up here thinking that you're, speaking for the black community, you're speaking for these people, and these black celebrities keep having to call you and tell you you're doing too much. Just like you did too much when you went on Hannity on Fox News and said the black people are going to vote for Trump and they can relate to Trump because he is a criminal like them, that he is indicted like them, so they can relate because of the criminal issues, you guys. And based off of polls that aren't even relevant, right? Are not even reputable polls to, discuss who accurately is thinking about actually voting for Trump this November, but trying to do the fear-mongering. No. So you got sat down, you got embarrassed once again, but you still owe the black community an apology, Stephen A., because you specifically said that Will Smith surrounds himself with white people, even though a close friend who is black called you to cuss you out. And then furthermore, you said that you were boycotting Will Smith. You weren't watching his movies until he gave a proper apology to Chris Rock, but you somehow were able to sneak in and see Emancipation and rave about Will's, role in that and the director and all of these things. So clearly you were not too upset to see Emancipation. So why can't you see Bad Boys 4, right? And now all of a sudden you're a huge Martin Lawrence fan, but Martin Lawrence was not on your brain when you were dragging Will Smith unnecessarily for a 2-year-old slap. He is already banned for 10 years from the Oscars, you guys. But Will Smith is unbothered, you guys, because he is booked and busy. He has the respect of Black Hollywood. He has the respect of black fans. And oh, by the way, Stephen A., while you wanted the black fans to boycott, they made up 40% of the, of the quadrants of the demographics in the domestic box office in the U.S. So take that. The black people were not sitting down. So again, all of this noise that you try to do and thinking that you are speaking up for your black close celebrity friends, only for more black celebrity people to contact you and tell you to stop it. And tell you to stop it because you're doing too much. How many times are you going to continue to make these statements and make these proclamations and continue to have to go back on your platform and partially walk it back until you give a proper apology? Enough is enough. What if we decide to cancel you, Stephen A. Smith? What if we decide to cancel watching First Take, whether Shannon Sharpe is there or not, because of your tomfoolery? You can't just, say anything and just expect people to just, fall for it because it's you. No. We all have our own brains. We all have our own mind. We all have our own decisions that we are going to make. You cannot force the black community to cancel Will Smith, especially 2 years later after the slap when everyone's moved on. But you, right? So make it make sense. So there is that. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.